Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. This is Miss Car and welcome to Learning Physics. So in this video, we are going to study about the scientific notation. Now, what is the scientific notation? When we talk about scientific notation, it is a part of the language of math and science, and this allows us to deal with very large and very small quantities. Also, it is a method of representing any number as the product of a real number and a power of 10. Now, I have here an example for you. We have here the mass of the Earth. Now, kung lantawon ta diri ang mass of Earth, very bugat ni siya. And if you're going to take a look there on the numbers, it has a lot of digits, right? Now, what is the purpose of scientific notation? So, scientific notation is kind of shortcut in writing very large and very small quantities. So, since ang mass ng Earth, damo digits, what did the scientists and mathematicians do is that they use the scientific notation para ma-shorten ang pagsulat sa mga amo na siya klase nga quantities, sang big and small quantities. So with that, we have here for the mass of Earth, we have 9.763 times 10 to the 24th kilograms. Okay, so that is the same with the mass of electrons. So damo naman digits ang ato nga mass of electrons. However, ara siya sa may decimal places na yon. Nga ara siya sa decimal places because tamaan ka small sang iya nga value. Okay, so how did they convert this into scientific notation? So, as they convert this into scientific notation, the mass of electron is now 9.11 times 10 to the negative 31 kilograms. So, there, if you're going to take a look sa scientific notation, ginpalipot nila ang pagsulat sang mga values with a lot of digits. Right? Okay. Now, let us go here to the power of 10 in standard and exponential forms. So we have here at the center are the power of tens. Okay. Now going to the exponential form, let us go first by the way at the large values. Okay. So we have here for example 10 times 10 times 10. So in exponential form, kung kapila mo i-multiply ang 10, amo man na siyang aton nga exponent. Okay? So, kung ikalima mo i-multiply si 10, amo man na ang iyang exponent 5 man siya. Now, how about in standard form? So, we have 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. So, ikalima ta i-multiply si 10. So, lantawon ta ang number of zeros. So, kung ikalima mo i-multiply si 10, it should be nga sa standard form mo, 5 man kabilog ang zeros. The same with 10 times 10 times 10. Katatlo mo i-multiply si 10. If lantawon kay standard form, tatlo man kabilog ang zeros. So, please take a look there. Okay, so kung ikaduwa mo lang i-multiply si 10, so we have 100 in standard form. And in exponential form, we have 10 squared. So, we have here the 2 as the exponent. Okay, now, why is it gali iya nga if positive na di ang iya nga value, ang iya nga exponent rather? It's because ara kita sa large values pakadto, ara kita sa mga whole numbers. Okay, now what if hindi kita mag-deal sa whole numbers? We are going to deal with the decimal values or the values in decimal places. So how are we going to write our exponents? And how are we going to write it in standard forms? Okay, so we have here the power of 10. If you're going to take a look here, we divided the values. Kanina sa large values, we multiply. This time, sa small naman yung values, we divide. Okay, now, let us go to the exponential form in small values. So we have here 10 to the negative 4. Now, if you're going to take a look on the denominator of the power of tens here, So 1 divide 10,000. So how many zeros does the 10,000 have? So it has 4 zeros. So kung pila exponent niya dire, amo man siya ang number of zeros. Nga gina-divide mo sa 1 in the power of 10. So kung negative 6, we have 6 here. So ano man ka zeros ang ara sa denominators na dapat. Okay. Now, how about in the standard form? Okay. Please take a look here on the screen. If you're going to take a look on the power of 10, we have here 6 zeros. So, kung pila man na di ang zero naton, amo na da siya ang number of places man sa atong nga decimal point. Okay, so we have 6 zeros. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, ara man sa ika-6 ang aton nga 1 dira. Okay, so we have 1 divide 100, ara man sa hundredths place aton nga 1. Okay? But, of course, okay, but of course, if you're going to take a look naman here sa ating exponential form, negative 2. So, 2 dira siya, 2 ka 0, and then negative 2 siya diri. Ang ga-shuffle lang ako ng mga words. Okay, so we have negative 2 diri sa exponential form. If we're going to take a look on the standard form, ara sa ikaduwa man nga decimal place ang aton nga value. Okay, so I hope nga nakita nyo lang ang relationship ni standard form kay power of 10 kay exponential form. Now, let us move on to the parts of the scientific notation. So we have here the mass of the Earth and the mass of electrons. Now, what are these parts of the scientific notation? Okay, now we have here 5.9763 and 9.11. So what are these? These are the coefficients in the scientific notation. Now next, we have here the power of tens. So we have here the 10 as our base. And we have 24 and 31 here, negative 31 as our, of course, exponent. So always remember that in scientific notation, it should be na may coefficient, may base, and may exponent. And by the way, for scientific notation, if you're going to write your final answer, it should be nga ang aton nga whole number must not exceed sa kay 10. Okay. So kinanglan from 1 to 10 na di ang whole number. Isa lang dapat ang whole number for the final answer. Okay. Moving on. So, how does this scientific notation works? Let us get to know. Okay. So, let us study on how does standard form are converted into scientific notation and vice versa. So let us go first with the large numbers. So to have the large numbers, let us use the mass of the Earth as our example. So we have here our mass of the Earth. So damo kita dira zeros, right? Okay. So how are we going to convert this into scientific notation? So always remember nga kung nakaamo ni siya ang clusters ng aton nga number, standard form ina ang tawag. Okay? So in converting standard form in large numbers into scientific notation, so we need to start at the last digit of that whole number. And we will be moving places going to the left. So kung pila ka bilog ang gin-move mo, amo man na siya later on ang aton nga number or ang aton nga exponent. So here we have our places. So pila na ni siya? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh, sorry, may nasala siguro si Miss. So, 24 na din siya dapat. Okay, so there. Okay, now let us take a look here in our scientific notation. Okay, so for the mass of the Earth, we have 5.9763 times 10 to the 24. So again, nag-move kita places, 24 kabilog, going to the left. So, again, di ba, hindi pwede ma-exceed sa 9 ang aton nga whole number sa aton nga scientific notation. So, kinahanglan isa lang na siya ka whole number. So, that's why nga diri kita nagpuntat sa kay 9. Hindi mo na siya pwede mag-59. Idugo mo man na siya. Okay. So, again, from the last digit of the number, we move places going to the left. Okay. And that's how we change standard form into scientific notation. But then, how are we going to change scientific notation into standard form using large values? Okay. So from this, we have 5.9763 times 10 to the 24th kilograms. And we are going to convert this into this. Okay. So, ano ang himuon ta? So, kagina nag-move kita going to the left. So, in converting scientific notation into standard form using large numbers, from the decimal point, we will be moving places naman going to the right. Kumbaga, mabalik lang kita. So, ma-move ta 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, sorry. 10 up until 24th place. Okay, up until 24th place. Okay, so hasta na sa 24 ang imo dili nga move. Okay, so after nga ma-reach mo na ang ika-24th place, amo na ni siyang ato nga result. Okay, so this is scientific notation into standard form. So I hope nga na-intindihan lang. Now let's move on to our examples. So let us try this. So from that value, from this, we will be moving places to the left. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we moved 8 places going to the left. So therefore, for our scientific notation, it will become 4.9 times 10 to the 8. And that is standard form to scientific notation. Okay, now moving on, let us have this 6.18 times 10 to the 12th. Okay. So we are going to convert this into into standard form. Okay, so we will be moving places naman going to the right. Mabalik kita. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, nag-move kita places going to the right, 12 kabilog. So for our standard form, it will be this one. So that is 618 billion. Okay. So there. So this is scientific notation into standard form. Okay. So this is how we convert standard form to scientific notation and vice versa using large values. Now, how about for the small values? How are we going to do it? Okay. So, by the way, before we move on to small values, I have here a short quiz to all of you. So, I want you all to please get your papers, your notebooks, or any gadgets where you can write your answers. And please take a look on this and apply the rules that I shared to you. Okay, so here it is. You can pause for a while if you need time to answer, and then after that, you can go back and check if you got the same correct answer with me. Okay, so let us take a look at our answers here. Okay, so there it is. So, lantawa kung pariyo ang aton nga answer. If pariyo kita answer, very good. Okay. Now, let's move on to the small values. So, in converting naman standard form into scientific notation, we are going to use the mass of electron as an example. So, there it is. Kung ang tawunta, very, very small ang mass ng electron. And if you're going to take a look there, kadamo-damo sang digits, right? Okay. Now, how are we going to convert this into scientific notation? Okay. So, from the decimal point here, we are going to move places going to the right. Okay. Makadto kita sa right. So, let us move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ito kadamo gid 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So we moved 31 places going to the right. Okay, so because of that, for our scientific notation, we have 9.11 times 10 to the negative 31 kilograms. Okay, so that is standard form to scientific notation. How about scientific notation to standard form? Okay, so from this, we will be moving naman places to the left. Kumbaga, kanina nagpa-right this time mabalik naman kita sa left. So, we are going to move 31 places. Okay? 31 places, and that is based on our exponent. So, if we move 31 places going to the left, this will be our answer. Mabalik na kita dira. Okay, there. So again, if we're going to convert small values from scientific notation to standard form, we need to start from the decimal point here, from the decimal point, and move places going to the left. So just always remember lang, this is my tip to all of you. If naga-move kita gani places going to the right, naga-muhin kita exponent. If mag-move kita places going to the left, naga-add kita exponents. Okay? Please take note of that. Now, let us have here another example. So, this is our value in standard form. So, we will be moving places going to the right. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, we move places going to the right 8 kabilog. Okay, so because nag-move kita 8 places to the right, for our scientific notation, we have 4.9 times 10 to the negative 8. And that is standard form to scientific notation. Now, let us have another example. We have here 6.18 times 10 to the negative 10. Okay, so this is scientific notation. Kaya scientific notation siya, we will convert it into standard form. Okay, so we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So there it is. So for our standard form on the second example, this would be our answer. And that is scientific notation to standard form. Okay, I hope nga nag-gets lang kung paano siya ginhimo. Okay, so since we have here our examples already, I think it's your turn to answer these. Okay, So just like what we did earlier, you are going to get or use your papers, your pens, or any gadgets in order for you to answer this values. Okay, so please pause for a while if you need time, and after that, you just play and check if we got the same correct answer. So here it is for our answers. Okay, so did you have the same answer with me? If yes, very good, because you already know on how to solve or how to convert standard form into scientific notation and vice versa. And this is all for our lesson in scientific notation. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you've learned something. And by the way, before I forget, for our next lesson on scientific notation, we will be studying addition and subtraction. And I hope to see you there on our next video. Thank you, everybody. Bye!